Joining me right now from Chicago is Joel Brodsky. This is the lawyer for accused wife killer Drew Peterson, former cop. Joel Brodsky, is it true that you put Stacy Peterson on the witness list for trial?
Well, the witness list has to contain anybody that's a potential witness. If you don't have them on the list and later on they show up, you can't call them. So there's we have a lot of people on our witness list. The state has over 250 people on their witness list. A lot of people that they maybe want to call but probably won't. So witness lists include everybody.
Brodsky up, please. Brodsky, you're just giving me a roundabout about why you put Stacy Peterson on the witness list. Because just in case she happens to suddenly appear, you're going to call her to testify to what?
Well, I mean, this whole thing started when she disappeared. Everybody presumed that something untoward happened. If she just ran off, all these other presumptions about Drew Peterson kind of disappear into thin air.
Really? Like all those cuts and bruises on Kathleen Savio's body, they just disappear into thin air?
Absolutely. Well, you know, we're looking at the cuts and bruises. For example, the one in the back of the head, that's what she got when she fell in the bathtub. But the other matters, the other bruises that the state talks about were either older bruises. We've had three prominent pathologists examine
they were older bruises? So what, he beat her before he killed her? Is that what you're saying?
No, because those bruises were taken in the regular course of living and working out and just, you know, rolling around and playing with your kids or do everything
Because I don't
else.
have any bruises on me, and I've got two 4-year-olds, and I attempt to work out. I'm not covered in bruises.
I'll bet you if there's an examination, we'd find there are bruises. Everybody has some minor bruises.
I'm looking right now,
scratches.
and she's absolutely covered head to toe with bruises and lacerations. Now, how do you get lacerations from working out? I can't wait to hear this.
Well, there are no lacerations. The only laceration that's on
circular
Kathy is the one in the back of the head.
abrasion on her hands.
Right.
That would be a scrape. That's a laceration, abrasion. You've done a lot of autopsy reports. You know what abrasions are. You know what lacerations are.
Abrasion's not a laceration, it's a cut. Abrasion is rubbing, is a scrape on the skin. It's not.
And what do you think a laceration is? What's a laceration?
Laceration is a cut. A laceration is a cut through the dermis.
As opposed to a cut on the skin. Let me see that one more time, please. I want the viewers to see Kathleen Savio's autopsy. Now, there's another 1-inch blunt laceration on the back of the head, but what I'm interested in is how she would get red abrasion on the back of her elbow. And let's see the front of the body, please. That's what I really want to see, the front of Kathleen Savio's body in the autopsy report. How did she get bruises on her head from working out?
What bruises on her head? The only bruise on her head was the one on the back of the head from the fall. Right.
Oh, so that's from the fall.
When she fell and hit her back of her head and was knocked unconscious, there's a 1.5-inch gash in her scalp that goes all the way through down to the bone, and that's a serious cut from a very serious hit when she slipped and hit her head on the side of the tub.
Okay. Then if she slipped backwards and hit her head in the bathtub, how did she get bruises on the front of her knees, Joel Brodsky?
On her knees? Well, I mean, I don't want to really get into this on TV, but.
Well, wait, you were just getting into the other one. You said the one on the back of her head.
Well, I mean, she was with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend spent Friday night at her house, left Saturday morning, and that night they were intimate, and you know, there are certain marks
on her knees.
Yes.
All right. I'm glad you explained that. So she's totally bruised up, you first said, from working out. Now you say the gash on the back of the head was from falling in the tub. And you're now saying that after much humming and hawing about not wanting to say it on television, you're now blaming the other bruises on sex with her boyfriend. All right, have you told that to the jury yet, Brodsky?
Yeah. Well, the scientific evidence hasn't started yet, but it was mentioned in the opening statement. Absolutely.
Opening statement, it was what I was referring to. So did you tell them that in opening statement?
Yes.
Good to know. Go ahead. I want to hear the rest.
Well, I mean, we also, we have 3 pathologists that have examined all these pictures, all the reports, everything, and all concur. So it's just not me saying
They all say bruises on the knee as a result of rough sex. Is that what you're saying? All 3 pathologists, all 3 male pathologists?
They all say it's consistent with. They all say that these bruises or what you're talking about are certain scraping, abrasions on the knee and the shin. You're also talking about certain red marks on her the back. These things are either from normal life, or we're going to bring in her dermatologist who's going to testify regarding skin problems that she had that account for some of these blotches. I mean, every single bruise, every single
Well, wait a minute, Joel, how does a skin problem account for bruises?
Well, there's something on her, there's a red mark on her buttocks, and that is something that she had gone to see a dermatologist about. So there's a lot here of evidence, scientific evidence, that's going to be brought forth that's clearly going to show that there was nothing in any of these marks that show that she was a victim of any type of violent attack at all.
Joel, why did your client offer to sell or to give away Stacy's clothes, including bras, underwear, bikinis? I believe a mink was included, to some mother of 2. Why was he giving Stacy's clothing away if he thought, as you said at the beginning of this show, she could just suddenly reappear and walk into the courtroom to testify for Drew Peterson, the man many people think murdered her? So if you really believe that she's just missing, that she's took off on her own, then why was he trying to give away all of her clothes, including her underwear and bras?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him that. I'm not really unaware if he had said that or if he had.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
I haven't seen anything about that, and you'd have to ask him why. I have no idea.
Joel Brodsky, why is your client cracking jokes in the courtroom and making light of the situation of the murder trial, where the victim is his former wife, the mother of his children?
Well, he's certainly not cracking any jokes while the jury's in there. He's very businesslike, but as far as when the jury's not in and we're having a break, I mean, certainly there's an interaction among him and his lawyers and the interns. I mean, Drew's been in isolation for almost 3 years. He really hasn't had any contact with anybody other than the people that bring him his food for 3 years.
Has he had access to mail or the internet?
Well, certainly not the internet, and I know I'm sure he's had access to mail, even though his mail's monitored and read by the prison. But he's enjoying his interaction with people. It's something he hasn't had for 3 years.
Okay, sir, I hate to put you on cross-examination, but if you could just answer the question I ask you, Mr. Brodsky.